Alrighty, welcome to the video. We're going to be going over Palette Maker. This is an update specifically for Color Vault, as well as adding a bunch of cool features. Without further ado, let's get started.
Choose your character.
So, go to the character select screen. For any character that currently has recolors, you just select them. You click on the character, and if you've already used Palette Maker, this looks familiar. It shows all of your costumes. A lot of new buttons up here. I'll be going over these later, but what I want to show you right now is this button right here. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a little description thing, but it'll say Browse Color Vault Costumes for this character. So we can select a costume, and that costume will be already selected. It'll be right here. You can go to another character. You can do the same thing. Select it. And just like that, you're in a match with custom costumes. And all that fun stuff. Come on. There you go. Pretty cool, right?
No contest.
Now, with that being said, let's go over how to make costumes. So the whole point of the Palette Maker is you can make recolors inside of SSF2. And this is already a thing before, I touched it. But after I touched it, I did a lot of cool things to it. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you today in this tutorial showcase video. So we can go to Manage Costumes in the Vault. When we do that, we can see all the available characters that we can recolor. So let's open up Mario.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so this is the Palette Maker. If you've used the previous one, you can notice there's a lot of different things here. Let's just kind of start from the top. All of these sprites here have been added. They're all unique depending on the character, and the sprites that are chosen specifically are sprites that have colors that are in the color palette. Down here is your color palette, so these are all the colors that are in the character file for the character. So like Mario, for instance. If you use the previous Palette Maker, it would only pull the color swatches from what's in the code. This one actually pulls it directly from the file, so any hidden colors or whatnot will actually get pulled. If you notice, I can hover over a character and I can see the sprites in detail, and I can do that with the portrait art as well, or the unique sprites here. And then what I can do is I can start selecting colors. Let's see. And then I can recolor it. And you can see that I missed a pot, so I can just go right here. And bam, I already did a recolor. There's one more right there. Cover it, and bam, it's already done. Another cool thing, speaking of this, is I'm using my mouse right now. It's kind of hard to see, but sometimes it's hard to grab something with the mouse. So what you can do is you can actually use the arrow keys or whatever you have set up for your the actual game movement. So however you control the character, you can also control moving around this little cursor to select colors, and then you can either press attack or special to grab anything else, and then this will actually go all the way up to the edge. So there we go. Kind of moving down to the palette, you'll notice there's this P, and P stands for the primary color. I'll go over that in a bit. You'll also notice right here that there is a group of color groups. So for instance, it shows that active group right now is the hat area blue, so I previously had set this up. And so what you can do is if you select this color group, like the hat area, we can go in and we can just change it to whatever we need it to be, right? You can ignore that, sorry. See some debugging I didn't turn off, my bad. Other things we can do here is you have a whole tool, I call it like the color palette tools, buttons, whichever word. You have an undo and a redo, so you can see I could undo this, or I could redo it. And then we have an isolate mode, so if I hit isolate, now we just see the area that I'm recoloring, so it makes it a little bit easier. We can select that again and it unisolates. We can do select all, and so when you select all, you can just recolor everything, or deselect all. The next button is invert selection, so let me select the hat area, and then let me go to invert selection. So it'll select everything except the hat area now. So we could technically just recolor everything that's not the hat. So if you're really in the mood to make like a 9B-ish recolor, well, there you go. If you notice, every time you select like a color group, or you make a new color group, or you select a color, it'll like highlight and glow to show you what you've selected. Alrighty, moving along, you have reset active. So what we can do is, like, let's go back to the hat area. We can reset this back to whatever costume we have active at the moment. And we also have recolor to base. So let's say, for instance, you know, I selected everything and I desaturated it. And I'm like, oh shoot, I messed up. And you're kind of far into your project. You can use recolor to base, and it'll go back to the base colors. If you're in another costume, you can do where is it? Sorry. Oh, it was right there. Reset active, and then recolor to base will take you to the base. So this will do base costume. This will do whatever costume you have active. And then this one's kind of self-explanatory, but this is a new group. So if I select a bunch of colors here, before I recolor anything, I can just hit new group, and it'll make a group right here. Speaking of groups, the next thing we'll go over is color settings. So when you go into color settings, you can have some more fine-tuned control of how you change your colors. First thing here is you can change the name. So we can call these, like, you know, the trousers. We can pick a color. So this will pick whichever color you want. So let's say you wanted to go for like the white trousers. You could use the eyedropper tool. So let's say we wanted to make them the same color as the hat. You could do that. Let's go back to the color settings. And then we could also change the primary color. So again, that's where it goes back to that primary. So we could select a different color here. So it might look a little different. So it'll change whichever color is doing the main shading. So you can see here I didn't fully grab all the colors. So you can easily make a color group and then just add colors to it. There you go. Let's go back to the color settings now. Sorry, I just kind of want to mess with this a little bit. Oh, there we go. What else do we have? We can make them all match the swatch, so that'll change it all to one color. Or you can do undo. You could undo all this, just so you could just keep the colors, but just rely on the sliders. Or you can just undo the entire thing, and now it's not going to be using the swatch at all. Cool. You can lock the group so you don't add any more colors, or you can delete the group. You know, all that fun stuff. And then we have our general settings. So this one will, if you turn this on, will always isolate by default. This one will hide the palette maker UI. So we'll get into that in a second. And then this one will highlight any colors you have not changed. And that will go based off the original, and then you can turn that off. You could also turn on don't auto-generate color groups. So all of those color groups that were made that you haven't really touched, those can get turned off. So if you want to make your own color groups, you know, you can do that. And then you can also change how the colors are sorted. So yeah, those are some pretty big highlights. Now, one thing you might be asking is, hey Wex, so you made a really cool tool and everything, but I don't really want to use this tool. Like, man, it's it's just a little bit clunky, or like, you know, the color groups are hard to figure out, you know. Maybe you're a really big Paint.net fan. You're like, man, I've been using Paint.net for the last 5 years making recolors. I ain't stopping now. Like, can this tool still be of some use to me? And actually, yeah, I can. So we have right here, let's go back into here, these last two buttons, which is import and export color sheet. So by default, when you run this, run the game, this new folder in your documents will be created called SSF2 Custom Colors, and this will include like all your costumes and whatnot. This will also include a folder called Color Sheets, and in Color Sheets it will have a folder with all the base recolors and all the recolor, like the no recolor versions of the costumes. And you can take these and you can make recolors with them. So like, let me show you an example. So we have this one open. You'll have your, you know, your sprites and whatnot. And you'll see there's this one strip at the bottom. That's the strip that the game will end up reading when you feed it back into the game using import. So let's go into like adjustments. We're just going to invert the colors. Maybe change the hue up a bit. Cool, so we got like a little cool inversion effect, and then I'm going to save it. And then let's go back into here and hit, let's go to Bowser. Alright, see, we got Bowser here, and then we're going to do import color sheet. Select Bowser, bam. That's all there is to it. And kind of what I was telling you earlier, so if you press the start button or the backspace button, depending on how your controls are, you can actually, you know, fully get in here. You're normally able to move around the character even with like the palette showing. But if you want, I guess, some more visibility, or you're trying to do some fun stuff, you can just press pause and you have more visibility now. You can change the time of day, and this will save. So if you like a certain way rest area looks, you can do that. You can change the music. So maybe if you're doing a lot of recolors and you want to just switch up the rest area music, you can do that. And when you make a costume, you can name it. Alright. And let's go back in here and pause the game. You can actually pause now. Before you weren't actually really able to pause in this mode. So we can pause it. And then now we have these tools right here. You see name tag, draw, and then hide the art. So what we can do is we can put a little name tag, and that's the name of the costume and the author name. We could change this color. Maybe use the eyedropper tool and match it. Change the font. Change the size. Just makes it kind of easier to, like, you know, make a costume. Make like a screenshot. Obviously you can take screenshots in the game. I put this option there, just showing it to you guys, you know. I thought it might be a little cool. Alright. And what else do we got? We also have a drawing tool where you can actually draw here. So we can take that, and then we can just, you know, just draw. And then take a screenshot. Cool. Let's show the UI. We have a button right here, copy to clipboard. So I copied the code to the clipboard. I'm just going to go on Discord. So if you have the creator role, you can go into the color channels, paste the code. We're going to go into here and... oh. Well, I mean, could add that. But let's grab the screenshot. There you go. Bam. There you go. Inverted pure Bowser. And you give it a second, you get the little thumbs up, and it got uploaded to the vault. So I haven't even saved this costume yet to the vault. If we go to import from online, we go all the way down. right there, inverted pure Bowser. And that's how easy it is to add to the color vault. And so once you add to the color vault, anybody who has access to, you know, the vault or like the palette maker will be able to download and use the costume you have. So yeah, this is a pretty good rundown of, you know, how to use this. And again, all of the costumes are, all the color sheets are right here if you wanted to make any recolors. Now, let's talk a little bit more about
Choose your character. Black Mage.
about like this screen and what we can do here, right? You know what?
Let's go.
I'm gonna just do it here. Alright, so we have a lot of tools here on the top, right? We have the discard, we have the reorder, we have the browse costume packs, export packs, same thing but individual to the character, and then obviously browsing online for color vault costumes. So you use the trash icon, works very similar. Select which custom costumes you don't want anymore, and then you can hit the trash button, right? That in-game thing, that's just my build being weird, so don't worry about that. You have a select all button and deselect all button. We have a sort button here, so if you want to sort this, move it to the front, sort that, or move it to the end, you know, do all that fun stuff, so sort your costumes. We have browse local and online costume packs. This is something that I just came up with, pretty cool feature. Pretty much you can make costume packs and share them online through the Discord. There'll be a costume packs channel, and then you can view other people's costume packs through this list. And so this will show you a preview of everything that's in that costume pack. So if you already have the costumes, it'll just say, hey, you already have them. Let's see if I can find one I don't have. So you can see here I don't have any of these costumes, so I can just select which ones I want. If I wanted both of them, I could do that. And then it'll ask if you want to append the costumes, so you want to add it to your build, or you want to back up what you have right now and just replace it. So we're going to append. And there you go. So we just got something from a costume pack. You can also create your own costume pack by just simply going through all the costumes you already have and selecting which ones you want to keep or take for a costume pack. And then you can just share this through the color vault or share the file directly with your friends. If you have it locally, all you have to do is under the custom colors folder, you go under packs, and then you just put it right here. Cool. If you use this button, this will show you all the costume packs, but specifically for this character instead of all characters. And then we go to download. You can make your own costume pack just for this character only. So let's say maybe you made a bunch of costumes and you want to share it on like the Color Vault Discord or whatever. You can just make a character pack, and you could pick and choose which ones you want to upload. And you can also, if you're trying to make like a Luigi character pack using costumes other people have made, you can go ahead and combine the ones you have here and the ones that are on the Color Vault Discord. So I feel like this costume pack is going to hopefully be a really popular feature, because I know people like making packs and showing off their cool costumes. Cool. What else is there to show?
Training mode.
So, you know what? Let's go back. Some characters have some interesting things going on that normally don't happen with them. Let's check out Zelda first. Zelda and Sheik, when you are recoloring them or even doing it and importing the sheet, they are on one sheet. So when you make a costume here, it's treated kind of like one character, because technically, you know, they are one character. So we can go in here and we could select one of the in-game costumes, and you can see that both Zelda and Sheik will be paired up and matching. Previously, people would make costumes just for Zelda or just for Sheik. So moving forward with the palette maker, I'm going to encourage everybody to make costumes for both of them at the same time. So this kind of syncing is not something that normally existed with the current setup, the previous setup. With the current setup, you can actually sync between the two. So it's all on one color sheet instead of two color sheets. So like, let's go back here. If we scroll down to, I think I have it under Sheik right now. You can kind of see here that it's one color sheet instead of two. And if you select Sheik, it'll just be the same as Zelda. It would just be flipped. That's all. Ganondorf. Ganondorf has Beast Ganon. And I want to say a lot of people haven't recolored Beast Ganon before. I forget if it wasn't possible or something. You can recolor Beast Ganon. Yeah. And kind of a little off topic, but I don't know if you noticed this, but the team colors are also accessible here. This was the thing that wasn't possible, was not shown before, was your team colors or the metal. So you can actually select the metal color and you can mess with this. So if you want to make a recolor where you maybe just change the I don't know, the hue of the metal color or something like that. So check that out. We could try making a like a pink gold peach Ganondorf. Now do note that the sounds, he will still make sounds because it's not really applying the metal effect. But alright. Another one is Bowser. Bowser shows both Bowser and Giga Bowser. And for newer costumes that'll be made in the future, both Bowser and Giga Bowser can be recolored at the same time.
Training mode. Bowser.
So, bam. There you go. If you make a recolor there, it'll affect both. Now just note some colors are unique to Giga Bowser, so you need to make sure that you're covering any colors that are just in Giga Bowser. And then, like, for example, Ganondorf. Actually, we could show off that one. Alright. See? Isn't that cool? So, yeah. This update is pretty packed in terms of just functionality. If you've seen the previous palette maker and this palette maker, you'll be like, wow, there's quite a couple things going on here. But ultimately, my goal with the palette maker was to kind of give freedom to, you know, whoever's making costumes. You know, I've been running the Color Vault for maybe like over 5-6 years now, and we've had different tools come out over the years. And I thought, you know what, for this tool, you know, the other tools, they still work. This one works pretty well because it's like, you know, in-game. And so now you kind of have the option, you know, you can make it in-game, you can make it outside of the game, and you can just import it back into the game, and then you get a live preview of what you got going on. As well as very easy access to, the whole Color Vault repository. I mean, if you look at the Color Vault bot right there, at the time of this video, there was around 4,294 recolors uploaded. So, with all that being said, I hope you guys check out, the palette maker and make some really cool costumes. Have a good one.